Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be showing you guys all the books I read in February this year, 2022. So I'm pretty sure I read a total of 6 books. I only have 5 with me right now, and I read one that I already returned to the library, so I can't really show that one, but let's start. So the first book I read was Children of Virtue and Vengeance, which is the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone trilogy, and I'm pretty sure that the third book is coming out either this year or next year. But for this book, I rated it, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 stars. I'm pretty sure it was 3 stars. I honestly did not like how the characters were being developed in this book. Some of them were just completely ruined in this book, and you could see so much character development in Children of Blood and Bone. Then that all goes to waste in Children of Virtue and Vengeance. It's just I don't know, they're just acting like so differently, and it's like, are these the same characters I read in the first book? And for Amari, for example, girly, what are you doing? She was getting on my nerves, honestly, the whole book. I was trying to get through the parts where it was her point of view, just to like get past it, and it wasn't very enjoyable. I mean, the story was amazing, but the characters, not it. So the second book I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is from the library, so I have to return it soon. The back. I love this book so much. I rated it a 5 stars. It was my first 5-star read this year, and it's the first book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I really liked it. The characters were really enjoyable, though I did find Feyre a little annoying sometimes. Tamlin as well, but overall, I felt that the story was just spaced out so well, and it was told in a way that whenever you would introduce new characters or something else in the story, it wasn't like just information dumping. It was really they were eased into the world, so that way it was more enjoyable for the reader. And honestly, it was such an amazing book. The story is really interesting. I actually already bought the box set, so yeah, let's see what my parents have to say about that when it comes. But this book, amazing. I do plan on reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I do have the library book, Court of Echomoth, in my shelf right now. So if my other book doesn't come at the time I'm gonna read the rest of this series, then I'm grabbing that. And then the third book I read was To Kill a Mockingbird. This I read for school, so don't mind all the tags. This was my first time trying to annotate, but then I got tired halfway through and I was like, But yeah, I read this for school. I rated it a 4 stars because the ending was kind of awkward, I guess. I mean, it was a very cute ending, but it was just a little like, okay, what else? But I really liked it. Scout is such an adorable character, and I love seeing her just mature throughout the whole story. Jem too, like just seeing these kids learn so much from life, and honestly being able to see the world differently in a different manner, and they are not as innocent at the end of the book than when they started. And the only thing is, Scout is not a very reliable narrator in that sense. That's why I remember reading this book in 5th grade and I didn't understand it. But now I'm able to look at it through much more mature eyes, and it's just such an amazing story. And the Tom Robinson case, I was screaming throughout the whole trial. I stopped reading it for an hour when, I'm putting spoilers up here right now, when they voted Tom Robinson guilty. Yeah, I just threw the book across the couch and then stared at the wall for an hour and did not pick another book up. And I did not pick this up for another day. That's how angry I was. That's what all the red tabs are for when I was angry. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Really liked it. Would recommend it. One of my first classics. Third book, It Ends With Us. So this is a very popular book talk read. This was the first book I actually like annotated fully. I don't really write anything in my books. I just have the flags in there to remember the quotes and my favorite moments in here. Surprised there aren't more red tabs for the romantic moments. But Colleen Hoover. What do you have to say for yourself? I mean, like, this book killed me, honestly, in all honesty. The ending destroyed me. I cried for 30 minutes. It was just my brother, I remember he was watching me while I was reading the ending of this book, and he was like, "Are you okay? Stop crying." I'm like, I can't. But yeah, this book is just amazing. Just being able to see, if you don't know what it is about, it's about this girl named Lily who is a business graduate, I guess. Yeah. And she lives in Boston now on her own, and she meets this guy on a rooftop named Ryle, and he's a neurosurgeon, and you basically get to see her relationship with this guy throughout the whole book. Some of the moments in this book also give flashbacks to Lily's first love named Atlas, who was a homeless guy when she was in high school that they met, and it was an amazing story. And honestly, at the end, I completely support Lily's decision. If you know, you know. But it's just amazing. And it's not even a romance book. Like, people who say this is a romance book is like so wrong. This is more of a coming of age book because Lily learns so much about herself along the way. It's just a constant battle in your head, and you really feel like you're in that situation, which is why I love Colleen Hoover's writing, and I bought so many more books from her. It's so amazing, in all honesty, and I plan on reading much more Colleen Hoover books and crying my eyes out to those as well. Now, we love, yes, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, second book I annotated. I think it's about more than 50 tabs, 55 maybe, 60. I'm still recovering from this book. I finished it last week, and you just get so emotionally attached to these characters. It's just insane. So that when they pass, you're just bawling your eyes out for the last 100 pages. Like, it's not even the last 10, 15. It's the last 100 pages that you are bawling your eyes out as you're reading. But yeah, this is just such an amazing book. I love it so much. Taylor Jenkins Reid, I love your writing. Love this book. And it's not, once again, it's not really a romance book. It's one of its subgenres though. But this is more of the story of Evelyn Hugo and her relationships with these people, and you just really get to know more of her as a person, and you get to see why she made the decisions she did. And it's just such a realistic experience that you get reading it, because it's also in the first point of view. So you're really in Evelyn's shoes, and it's just such an amazing story. You get introduced to these characters. Some of them you hate with a passion, others you love and would absolutely die for them. It's just so well laid out, so well written. If you don't know what it's about obviously Evelyn Hugo, her journey with the 7 husbands, and she hires this girl when she's old. She hires this girl, Monique Grant, to come, and she thinks that she's coming for an interview, right? But Evelyn actually wants her to write her biography. And that's where we get into the story of the 7 husbands, and it like kind of switches between points of views. And yeah, just still recovering. The last book I read was 1,000 Boy Kisses. This book, I haven't rated it yet on GoodReads, but I'm gonna give it about 2 or 3 stars because I kind of hated it. It's about a guy named Rune who is from Norway, and he meets this girl named Poppy, and it's about their love story, soulmate connection. But let me be honest, I hated these characters with a passion at times. I love the story. It's such a cute story, but the characters just makes it so difficult to read. I was just trying to get through this book the whole week. It took me a whole week to read it. And normally these kinds of books take me like 3 days. So that, I guess, tells you a lot. I was finding a lot of trouble, and I was finding motivation to read this book, but I just couldn't. I finally finished it. I'm glad I can finally start something else. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I mean, Rune is just, I know they're in love, but he's just too attached. Poppy, I love Poppy. I mean, she's very cute, and their story is adorable. And I honestly didn't cry this book. I thought I would, but I didn't, and that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'm going to make some more book reviews soon in the near future and book hauls, so I hope you're excited for those. If you haven't subscribed, go do that right now. Like the video and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Have a nice day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. Bye!